Hello everyone, welcome to Mono Chess channel. In today's video, I gonna share a game I play in December 13th, 2023. It's an overboard game and it's actually a team tournament. And this game is a final round of the match. And if our team lose this round, we will not be able to get a prize. Additionally, if my opponent's team wins, they can win the first prize. So it's a really exciting round. Everyone try to win and fight for the trophy. And in this game, I play as white. My opponent Demonstron play as black. And in this game, I sacrifice 3 pawn in the opening and come up with a brilliant rook sacrifice and ultimately checkmate black's king. So it really shows the case that you should have control center, development, and castle your king in the opening. So I decided to share this game to you. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. So the game starts with the move e4, c5, knight f3. My opponent chose to play g6, try to develop bishop to this great diagonal. I decided to play d3 in this move. Usually, you want to play open Sicilian, try to find a center with the move d4. After we check, black can play move bishop g7. But I want to control the center more, so in this move, I choose to play c3. All the pin Sicilian say out. I really want to use d3 pawn to support d4 pawn. So let's say we can have this position. After we check, we got a big white center. I believe in this position, I have a very good chance to win this game. So my opponent plays the move knight c3, knight c6. And actually, in this position, only one good move for black can fight for the game is to play the move d5, attack the center immediately. So now white has two choices. The first, I can play e takes d5. After queen takes, I can play knight c3 to get a tempo by attacking the queen. Let's say queen back to original square. I can develop my bishop to c4. So this become an isolated queen's pawn structure, but I got a very quick development. So I should have a very good chance to win this game because it's look like very scary for black to play. And also I can play a move like e5 to lock the goal for this bishop. So let's say black default the bishop to g4 first before he claim the move e6. Try to default the bishop out of this pawn chain. I can play bishop e5 check. After knight c6, I can quickly castle. Let's say black try to play knight h6, try to bring the knight to the f5 square to put pressure on this weak pawn. Here I can already play knight bd7, knight bd2, after castle, h6, h3, trade. Oh, sorry. I should have take this knight first because release pressure of this pawn. After I play h3 trade, I can put pressure. I can play queen c2 to put pressure on this backward pawn, and I have a very good position. Or can target this pawn forever. So, in the game, my opponent choose to play knight c6. So I play the move d5 to gain more space on the center of the board, and the black plays knight e5. Try to trade the pieces because the black's space is really limited. So he definitely tried to trade pieces. So after we take, I put a move knight c3, try to control the center, and next move may be bishop d3 or bishop c4 and then castle. And now I expect my opponent to play the move like d6, try to open out the scope for the bishop and stop my pawn from pushing to the e6, d6, and then develop my to f3, f6, and then castle. But shockingly, my opponent played the move queen c7. He tried to win this pawn, put pressure on this knight. So if I don't do anything, I will be a pawn down. So now there are a couple of moves I can play. I can play bishop d2, try to guard this knight. I can play queen d3, try to guard this knight. And in this opening, I got a fully control the center. I got a very quick development. So and this diagonally, this bishop is really powerful. So what I think is I try to gambit a pawn to eliminate our black's very strong bishop, and then I got a black script dark script bishop I can attack on this diagonal. So I want to develop my light script bishop and then gambit this pawn. And then I come up with the move g3. I try to uh let my opponent to get this pawn. I can also develop my bishop to e2 or to d3. It doesn't matter. E3 is not good because in the end of this line, my bishop may be hanging. So I play move g3. According to the computer, the absolutely best move in this position is to play knight b5, try to attack the king, attack the queen, and threatening maybe the four on the king and the rook. So let's say black has to play like queen b8, try to guard this diagonal. I can now play f4 to harass a bishop. After bishop, let's say go to the g7 square, I can play the move d6. So try to anchor my knight to here. So now knight c7 check will be a threat because it will win a rook and attacking the queen. So after black plays a pawn takes pawn, I can check the king, so the king will be start in the middle of the board, and with this very weak pawn, and white got more space on the center. And next move maybe I can play bishop c4, try to win another pawn on the f7, and then castle, and then open out the f file. So white should have a very attacking chance. But I didn't come up with this move. I tried to gambit this knight, gambit this pawn, and gain control of the dark square. So I play move g3 to develop my bishop to this diagonal, and my opponent tried to be greedy to take this pawn. After we trade, I play bishop d2, and my opponent play bishop queen d4, try to pin this bishop, and there's now no discover attack. So after my bishop move, he can trade the queen. But I definitely want to trade the queen here because uh, he now don't have the doesn't have the dark square bishop, so the king will be a little bit weak, and white fully control the center. So if the queen is off the board, black king should be bad. Black king will be safer, and he's already out the pawn, so be absolutely fine. And then I continue my development and try to guard my pawn because now it's hanging. I play bishop g2, and the black now plays knight f6. I cannot push the pawn because this pawn may be hanging, and this pawn will be hanging on e5 too. And I really don't want to play the move like f3 because I cannot castle here. So maybe it's not bad. I cannot develop my pieces. But now there are two attacking pieces on the e4 square. So in this move, I already feel I cannot play a move like queen f3 or queen e2 because the rook will be hanging. So there's already not don't have a good way to protect this pawn. So I can castle it. But it's actually very risky for black to take on this pawn because white cannot if we try to take this pawn and now have very strong move bishop h6 preventing black from castling. So let's say I try to develop a bishop to here. Now, because black cannot castle, I can play a move like rook e1, try to attack in on the e file, and and let's say the queen move to like f5 square, and I can default my rook to c1, so the black can never castle because he, he wants to castle alone. It will be a rook here, and he can never castle to the king side because of the dot square weakness. So I think it's really good chance for me to win this game, even though I have already gained 2 pawns. But because the black king is really weak, so I think I have advantage in this position. But I decided to I know this is good, but my opponent has already tried to win 1 pawn and the second pawn in the opening, and now this pawn is hanging. So I think maybe now I can try to sacrifice the third pawn because my opponent tried to be greedy. So he definitely would take this pawn. And I have already calculated now the queen and the king on the same lane. And the darkness is the dark square is very weak, so I think I can creating some chance to attacking this king. So I come up with this move, rook e1. It's a really good move. So because he already take 2 pawn is the opening phase, so why not the third pawn? So my opponent choose to play queen d5, try to be greedy, but now I have already calculated this brilliant move. Rook e7, sacrificing the rook. Try to put decoy the black king to the center of the board, and if he play the move like king fa or king da, it doesn't make sense because the king will be really sad. So he has no choice. He had to take on d7. But now notice that the queen are in the same file, and only black dark square bishop block this attack. So now I have the good chance to play a discover attack on this queen. So bishop b4 is good move. So let's say the black king wants to dodge to the safer square like maybe e8. You will lose a king, lose a queen. So he cannot play king d8. He cannot play queen e8. He cannot play queen f6. King f6 only move for here is king e6 try to guard his pawn after he trade. I can be a 2 pounds, 3 pounds and a rook, so that should be winning in this position. But now the the black king is already moved to the light square, so here's a good move. Queen g4 with check. So whatever he blocked this check, I have already rook the square for rook, so my rook now can join the attack. My opponent plays a move like f5, try to attack the queen and block his check. But now here comes a intermezzo move, rook e1 check. Black king had no choice. He tried to dodge his king in the light square because go here there will be the dark square bishop check. Doesn't make any sense. So he go to here, but now with the accurate move, queen g5, try to attack along the dark square. And now I have 3 pieces to try to infiltrate into the e7 square. It's really have no good chance to good way for that to fight for because you can see from evaluation box is already made in 7. And now my opponent choose to play the move pawn to d6, try to block this attack. But now here comes a rook e7, and my opponent plays king to g8, and now rook to e8, king move, and now king is in the dark square, so I move my dark square to this diagonal, bishop c3, and now my opponent resign in this position because there's nothing he can do. If black can go here, this is checkmate. Only move for black to dodge this checkmate is to play queen e5 to dodge this check. But after I take, I can play like queen e7. After the key only move king h6, I can take this rook and try to make on the next turn. You can see the rook and the bishop is 8 point cannot join during the defense for the entire game. So only move here is to play King H3 after Queen H4 is checkmate. So in this game, I really show the power of development. So in the entire game, blacks try to be greedy, didn't fight for the center, didn't play d5, didn't play uh, e6 d5. It can be it give out its entire center, and then try to be greedy to move his queen, and give out his very very powerful dark square bishop. So even though he has already win the pawn, it's not enough, and now he try to be greedy to win the second pawn. For black now the best move here will be castle, but after castle the dark square is still weak. So even though black has already win the pawn, it still have a white still have a good advantage, and try to be greedy to take the second pawn. Now the only pieces black develop is the queen, and white king is very safe, and the dark square bishop is really powerful, and the light square bishop for black cannot move at all. This rook cannot move at all. So it creates a very very good chance for me to sacrifice on e7 and decoy the black king from being on the center of the board, so I can put my other pieces to join the attack. And finally, I can checkmate black king. So I hope you enjoy today's video. And after this win, my team finally win the final round, and we finally win the first prize. And my opponent's team only got a second prize. So I'm really happy. And this move Rook E7 is really my move of the years. So I hope you enjoy today's video, and see you in next video. If you like my video, please comment below and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.